Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to everybody who is watching MSTV tonight. Point of correction in the show, and the name is Ibrahim Alassan. Babs is the name they call me on the streets. Tonight, we're going to digest another thought-provoking issue. Last week, for our regular viewers, you realize I treated Ghana doesn't need Levy to survive, fact and figures. I analyze it as it is, but as you know, people who disagree with you will come attacking. You know, it is good when we do such exercise, you come attack, but the best thing is you shouldn't attack personality. It's about issue. I'm a Ghanaian, you are a Ghanaian. We are all fighting for the betterment of this nation. So if you come attacking my persona, which I would say in such case it become unfortunate, because if you attack me and I look at you, well, I won't say I'm better off than you, but you yourself, you know that you are no closer or near me, but that's the beauty of the job. It's very beautiful when we do this exercise. I brought papers, I did a presentation, and then I expect level-headed people to come, you know, challenging the issue with equally papers. Now it is easy to cross-check any information that somebody put across, courtesy of technology. So if I make a presentation and you think I erred or I lied, you should come clear, but don't try to sit in your room to rubbish using certain uncalled words to describe my presentation. So let's put that aside. I think in between the program or later, at the later end of the show, I read some comments which I feel quite disappointing from whoever sent it last week. Well, let me give you this breaking news before coming to this show. The news that is across the Zongo is that one of the ringleaders of the Nima Mamomi gunfight, that's Kumoji, has come out to issue an open apology to the people of Nima and Zongo at large for what happened, and has advised the rest of the youth not to follow such behavior. He apologized and called on the rest of the youth, as I said, not to follow such behavior. Inshallah, we believe going forward this will not happen and the youth will take cue as well. So guys, tonight, as I said, Levy is the topic for discussion. And I'm saying Levy is not the answer. And I'm going to give you my side of view. That doesn't make it an absolute. Yes, that doesn't make it an absolute or correct. You are also entitled to yourself. You can also do your checks and see whether whatever I'm saying makes sense or it doesn't make sense. That's why God gave us this head. My head is shining, not shining for nothing else, because there's a bit of blessing in there. So guys, let me get serious tonight. E-levy. All this money that we are shouting, e-levy. At the end of the day, if e-levy is implemented, we are going to raise 6 billion Ghana cedis. 6 billion Ghana cedis. And as a youth, what intrigued me about this e-levy stuff is, as a youth, I think there's an initiative over there, You Start, that should attract me to support e-levy, to do whatever possible to make sure that e-levy come to fruition. I'm a youth, and I'm also, let me say, a young entrepreneur. And since in the e-levy there's a project called You Start, which it will be a capital seed that will be given to the Ghanaian youth, whoever is interested in starting up an initiative. As a young person like me, I should jubilate and then support the e-levy. But the fact on the ground is, last week, as I said, this discussion that I'm having, wherever I say, it's not just pertaining to this current government. It goes beyond current government. Previous government also is equally at fault. When we go back in time, initiative that is targeted at youth usually don't succeed or don't see a successful end. Do you remember Jida? Jida was an initiative under the John Mahama administration. You remember that, right? And remember all the hanky-panky surrounding it and how it ended. National Youth Employment, you remember? You remember, right? And currently, NAPCO, you know what is going on with NAPCO, right? So, I want us, the youth of this country, sometimes we shouldn't get this wrong. When somebody is making a presentation and you think that the person is attacking you or is attacking your political beliefs or your political colors, we should relax, listen to whatever the person is saying, else we can make meaning to whatever he's saying. You can be a beneficiary of any political party, be it a political party has sponsored you to go to school, a political party has sponsored you to go outside Ghana, a political party has sponsored your marriage, a political party has sponsored one or two or whatever. But the fact remains, if a political party is messing up, we need to say it as it is, with no apology. And that's what I seek to do. I belong to a certain political party, of course. I'm human. I'm not neutral. I'm biased. But on this show, I say it as it is. So, what is the reason why I'm saying that e-levy is not the answer? And it can never be the answer. You see, there's a paper in front of me. there's a bullet on it. One, the country is already facing job crisis. The number of unemployed youth or unemployed graduates out there is legendary. And at time when you mention unemployment rate in this country, then you hear people making, just supposing what is happening here in Ghana to elsewhere like Europe and other developed countries. You and I know people in developed world, employed or not employed, there are facilities that take care of them. You get it? Those facilities are working because of tax paying system that those governments have created, and it's working. Nobody should be against tax, but here in Ghana, the tax that our leaders take, can they honestly account to the citizens who pay this tax? It is very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. We are not against anybody. We are seeing it as it is. And nobody can put fear into us. Look at the mobile money business. How it has created job for many countless Ghanaian youth in Ghana here. Now, this e-levy is a major threat to these people's job. I'm not saying e-levy is not a good thing. No. They are positive and they are negative. But we need to analyze it. You get what I mean? They are positive and they are negative. Right now, a lot of people are crying that if this e-levy is implemented, of course, they'll stop using mobile money. Stop using mobile money means those people on the streets across the country will be off job. So let's say, if even in Accra, if every region we have people, 10 people, or maybe 100 people, 10 people will be a figment of my imagination, because even just in Nima here, the number of people that are doing this mobile money business, there are many. So let me be charitable. Each region, let's say 1,000 people are on mobile money as workers. They are mobile money merchants across each region. We have 16 regions. Approximately 60,000 Ghanaians will be going home when e-levy is implemented. Is that what we want? Is that what we want? Well, that's another side of the conversation. Another twist. We are aware that you and I know that e-levy or whatever tax is collected in this country by Ghana Revenue Authority. But this e-levy is going to be taken by another private organization. When private organization come in, you and I know it's not free anymore. They are going to take their commissions and the other stuff. You know what I mean? If private company come in, it means they are going to take their commissions out of it. So out of the 6 billion Ghana cedi that's estimated wise will be getting annually if e-levy is implemented, the agent will have his commission, which it makes sense. But the question is, why do you have to give it to an agent to run this e-levy? It's automatic. If the system with you run the system by itself, you can create account or whatever. I know there are several online payment systems that we can use to collect this money, which you don't need any private organization to do this. So why not the Ghana Revenue Authority agency? They create something, a system that immediately the payment is made, it goes in there directly. You don't need a third party to collect this money for you, so that you pay out of it. Or the 6 billion, it's money, but it's not money. It is money, but it is not any money. So let's look at it. I'm not against e-levy, but I'm against certain stuff surrounding it. You and I know that there's a posture by certain people in government that whatever means possible, without the e-levy, Ghana cannot do anything. This budget should have been passed since last year December. Today we are in March, 21st February actually, 21st February. The e-levy has not been approved, but Ghana is still on the move. Everything is happening. Though some section of workers are on demonstration here and there, NAPCO workers are threatening to go on strike. Yes, but the question is, last week I mentioned wastage in the government institutions. There are huge wastage in government institutions. If government can cut down the wastage, or we the people can cut down the wastage, we'll see light and we'll see success. Someone said it is better to introduce e-levy than go to IMF. But he did not give any tangible or any reasonable reason to that fact. Why are we afraid to go to IMF? We are afraid because of the conditionalities. IMF will tell you to cut down certain expenditure. IMF will advise you not to go on 10K party when you kind of see a bit of success in whatever you are doing. 10K celebration, 10K party kind of. We saw it at the Ministries of Finance a year or two ago when they saw the numbers appearing a bit positive. They organized a KK party. Yes, I'm not against KK party. KK is a Ghanaian food. But what I'm saying is, you don't just throw a party when you know things are not well grounded. Now, the wastage in the government is huge. Let's look at Jubilee House. There are huge wastage over there. Political appointment, ministerial appointment, huge wastage. You have a minister with 3 deputies. What are they doing? We have a minister with 2 deputies. I said it last week that Ghana, we have almost 120 ministers, and someone came under last week comment post show and was hanky panking on it. Let me tell you, the substantive ministers, we have 46 substantive ministers. So each, if you have each minister with each one person as deputy, how much would that be? Is it not 90? Is it not 90? So we have ministers, we have ministries with 3, with 2, and so about some of them with 1 deputies. So do you have, will you argue or you have a special document that is not out, is hiding somewhere that we have not seen, and we are trying to accuse the government that we have almost 120 ministers. When we say minister, the deputies are also ministers. That's English. That is English if you don't understand. So if we can cut down on number of wastage in our system, imagine some of the ministerial ministries, that's the way to go. Tax exemption is another angle that we need to look at. Tax exemption is another angle that we need to look at. Usually, let's say I am an importer. I'm importing a certain consignment to the country. So, if the consignment will cost me, let's say, 1,000 or 2,000 Ghana cedis to clear it, I can use a third party to give me tax exemption. So instead of paying this specific amount, so let's say if I'm paying 2,000, the agent that got the tax exemption for me, he will take like 200 cedis, and I'll go and pay the government like 200 and 300 Ghana cedis. You get it? That is another ways of killing the country, denying the country certain resources. Government introduced a benchmark value. Do you know what benchmark value means? That benchmark value supposed to give us money. It means previously what it is when you buy a car in US, when you buy 1,000 Ghana cedi, when you get to Ghana here, you show the receipt. They look at the receipt of the car, and then based on that they charge you amount you have to pay. But the introduction of benchmark value, no, that has thrown away the receipt system. So if you are shipping in, let's say V8, they will go and check the price of V8, the international price of V8, and based on that they give you what do you call it, the amount that you need to pay. So to me, benchmark value supposed to give us money, but unfortunately the tax exemption that people who know people who has been using it is something that is eating because listen, number of when you go to the harbor and the airport, the shipping, the things that are coming to this country, basically importing basically everything and anything. Everything and anything. So if we want to make money, concentrate on that. We can make money and cushion it in the economy to run it. But as I said, people know people. They use people to cut down certain taxes that they need to pay. So at the end of the day, these people deny the country huge money, and hence we are calling for poor people, the cocoa seller who sell cocoa at the end of the day, the whole day after the whole production, this woman can make a profit of 50 cedis. She'll pass these 50 cedis. At the end of the month, she have an old woman in the village. She's sending some small money to her mother in the village. And the animal called Levy will take a share out of it. I keep on saying, I'm not against Levy because it's a tool to develop this country. But it is a lazy man approach. We can have alternative ways to develop this country. Don't we have raw materials? Crude oil in this country, day in, day out. You can't buy petrol, fuel, or diesel. The drivers' union are promised to increase their transport fare 15%. So calculate wherever you are. If you are in Damango coming to Accra, if they take 100 cedis, calculate 50 cedis to add it to it before you go to the station. Don't go and fight with the tractor driver because it's not your fault. We have crude oil in this country. If we can, work on this crude oil, sort them out. That's why a visionary leader as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He knew that a day will come, Ghana will be blessed with crude oil. That's why he developed or established TOR, thermal oil refinery. As we find the crude, we don't need to take it to wherever we are taking it to. Straight to our thermal oil refinery. We find all these things. We have a petrol, we have a diesel, we have a kerosene, we have a aviation fuel in there, we have everything. Then we can import this fuel to all our neighboring countries who don't have it. I keep on saying, if you go to Togo here, just Togo here, price of transportation have been going to Togo from the last 10 years. I've been going to Togo, and I tell you what, the transportation fare from one point to the other has not changed. Someone will say I'm lying because you don't travel. If you don't travel, you say I'm lying. Travel and see. If you don't travel, you sit in your corner like that and keep on telling people they are liars. Just Togo here. It will take you 200 cities to go to Togo, but you don't go. So when people are making a presentation based on facts, you sit in your corner and be attacking their persona. Today I'm taking my time to do this presentation. Apparently my production manager is also part of it. He's also saying I'm a liar. I urge him to go to Togo. I will take him to Togo. You see that transportation in Togo is flexible. In Togo, when you go to Togo, you have opportunity to even bargain with the driver. Let's say from Nima to Mamobi, if it's 10 cedi, example 10 cedi, you can tell the driver that, oh, me I'll give you 7 cedi. It's not like taxi. It's structure that everybody is in. When you, oh, driver, me I'll pay like this, and the driver he has no option. That's how the system is, and you take it. You know what I mean? So God has blessed us with natural resources that we don't need to be where we are now. It's very, very unfortunate. I said cocoa, just cocoa alone. If we develop cocoa very well, there won't be anything like unemployment in this country. Because cocoa can cocoa now, as at now, go and check number of people that farm are into cocoa farming. Number of people that are into cocoa carrying, they just carry, that's their work, and they are fine. So let's take it after they carrying it, bringing it to wherever. Let's look at cocoa production, like after how to turn the cocoa into something. Chocolate factory. The inside of the cocoa, it can be used for soap. You know that. Alatesamina. Mass production. People take alatesamina from Ghana here to go to South Africa. You see? So the Ghana identity, there are products that we can capitalize on it and create huge employment. Now, I said the other day that even China now is into cocoa production. Yes, China is also into cocoa production. So, by the time we realize that we don't know that we are sleeping, By the time you wake up, oh, it's too late. The natural stuff that we are depending on, that we are not even using it wisely. We always say, these white people have come to steal our gold, blah, 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 blah. When they stole it, haven't they used it to develop their country? The small that you have, what have you used it for? You're using it as chandeliers around your neck. Our thieves. You are using the gold you have as chandeliers around your neck. Heavy. You can't even raise your hand. Meanwhile, your people that you rule them as a chief are suffering. Africa is not poor, but level of thinking of our people make us poor. Go and check the size of land occupied by human that we are sitting on in this country, and go and check the number of land that are free, that arable land waiting for cultivation. But in this country, we import virtually everything. Tomatoes, pepper, maize, beans, everything. Apparently, when you go to Nemo market or any market, there are varieties of foreign beans. Oh, this is from Mali. Oh, this is from Togo. Oh, this is from Bangladesh. And the Ghanaian will unfortunately go for the Bangladesh or Togo or Benin. Even gari that we use cassava to do. Some even prefer the Togo gari because they say, hey, Togo gari is the head. You see, sometimes you don't blame just the government. You blame us, the human beings, we the Ghanaian, our mindset. We are reached to the point that everything Ghanaian doesn't make sense. We are all crying that Levy. Yes, we can blame the government for not being on top of issue in the area to look at a way that smartly can change the economic fortune of this country. But we are equally culprit in this mess that we find ourselves as people. This poor education, that's why I'm taking my time. We need to get up, rise up, and do what is needful for this development of this country. Ghana is the gateway of Africa. But what do you find ourselves? We are not behind anything anymore. We are mess. We are in a mess. I just saw a message. I need to react to it. But before, as I was preparing to come on this show, a video flashed me. The clergy, the Christian Council, pay a courtesy call to the former president of this republic, John Mahama to try to convince or confuse him, to talk to the minority so that they can pass Levy in peace. Well, I want to ask this question. In Bible, that's where taxation started. That's where every year or annually or monthly you have to go and pay your tithe. And in Islam, there is another zakah. So taxation is even biblical. It's way back. But the thing is, even God don't double tax you. Take you tax one time annually. Zakat, when you do your zakah, when after the year there's certain percentage that you need to give, and if there's loss you don't give. If I'm right, even in tax, if you run a business and you run a loss, you don't pay tax when your business is not going successfully. It's there. So the question is, even the God who created us don't double tax us, but why are we human double taxing ourselves? Let's be serious in this country. Someone will say God doesn't develop the country. Well, that's why God show you how to make money to develop the country. It's your right to collect tax, but it's not right to overtax the people. People will take their salary, you tax it. They will go to the supermarket. Now, if you buy one, just this water, look at it. Look at top here. You see something here? You see it? It's a way of paying tax. Everything you do in this country, you pay tax. Now the money to how to make the money before you that one too, you have to pay tax. So virtually, we are living for tax. We are working to pay everything tax. But it's not about paying the tax. So if the system is working, the system will take care of you. We no more. Go elsewhere. When you are sick, the system will take care of you before they think that whether you are poor or not poor. Your life matter. That system that work. And if you are poor and you are sick to the point that you can't pay, there's a fund that the government or the system must create that they can tap in to take care of you, the poor. Here in Ghana, is there something like that? The disability community money that they give, the cripple, all those people, how do they share it? Don't they share it on political colors? If your party is in power, you can get that money. If your party is not in power, forget it, don't go close it. So it's not about NDC or NPPO, it's about the system. So don't let me be doing the show and becoming attacking me. I'm not talking about you, your political parties, NDC, NPPO. I'm talking about the system that doesn't work, that doesn't support you and I. If the system works, you will not go and sleep in a wooden structure. Elsewhere they sleep in wooden structure, but the wooden structure is well built. You get me? So guys, let's be serious in this country. Okay, there's a message here. This Levy thing will make me go back to keeping my money safely at home. Payment will be made by handyman again. Cool? Okay, handyman. You see, it tells you that when we even keep our money in our mobile wallets and other stuff, it's safe. If a mobile attack you, you can take the phone, everything away, bam. It's the phone that will, but the money that you have is still safe. You can go and get your money. Armed robbery or TV will never stop, but technology can prevent it. But now, I'm going to take money. I've worked for Kufutu's organization. They are paying me 50,000 Ghana cedis because I don't want it to pass through those e networks for them to tax it. I'll go there personally. So if it's here in Dodowa, I have to move here to Dodowa and come and go and take the money. One, productivity. That time that I move from here to Dodowa, I can use that time to do something else. The money, me sitting in the car and others too, the more people come out, the more cars will be busy on the road. Traffic. Already, there's traffic in town. So the the technology, in a way, can ease. If I just have to go and take money, they send it through the system and then you cut costs. But now, people are saying, if you implement this, we'll go physically and take our money. You get it? So that's the argument. Just think. Don't come be attacking because you want to attack because some politician is paying your school fees. Alright? Attack because God gave you head for you to think. Let me read another message here. Good evening, Mr. Ibrahim. Don't mind the incompetent Nana Akufo-Addo government because John Dramani Mahama introduced e-block. The Nana Akufo-Addo government also want to introduce introduce e-levy, but it won't work. Well, that's very, very funny, and another twist of it. Wow, I've not thought of it. So guys, that's what it is. I believe I've made some salient point for you to understand that we have an environment that can take care of ourselves. You see, we Ghanaians ourselves, eating our Ghanaian food itself is a way of getting our money back. Buying Ghanaian stuff, believing in Ghana, customizing, buying everything in Ghana. It will create a lot of money. Employment, cutting down on workers, lazy workers who are not smart. Take them out of it. Interesting show. Due to technology, I cannot pick your course, but I appreciate whoever that watch and share. Guys, until then, we'll come your way next week on another thought-provoking issue on how the system is going and what we can do about it. Guys, I remain your servant, Ibrahim Alassan, Babs. I'll say Assalamu alaikum. I'm out.